I have addressed this thing a lot of times, but it always keeps on coming up. So I was like, let us make this a video and let's just get done with it for once and all. How do you have to make a contract? Now, I have left a template that I used to use when I didn't had my law firm. Now these legal guys, they draft all the contracts and stuff. But before that, this was the exact template that I was using to send the agreement. Now, you guys think that contracts and these all agreements and stuff has to be really tricky and stuff like that. See, first of all, no one is ever going to drag you to the court. No one has that kind of time. It is just for the peace of mind of you and your client, so that you, in a later date, at a future point, you don't have these differences between you that, hey, we've talked on this, you didn't agree on this. And because verbal agreements, people just forget. They don't even want to. They don't honor their word, and you want to avoid that situation. So there are basically 8 or 9 elements of a contract. If you just want it, it's in the description. Just get it and don't need to watch the video. If you want to understand what it actually is, let's start with it. So the first element is scope of work. Now what this means is that exactly what all you and your client decided when you got on the call that you will be doing and the client asked you to do. It literally includes everything that you are gonna do for your client. That is it. That is just scope of work. The second thing is delivery and deadlines. So what do you understand from this? Deliverables and deadlines are literally, as the word explains, deliverables are what all are you gonna deliver from your end, in what time intervals are you gonna deliver, and what is gonna be the hard deadline that you decide for the project. Now, deadlines in most cases would be like, if someone is a content writer, content piece would have to be delivered in 2 days. Once the client sends the request, you need to get it done with 2 days. That is it. These are the things that you agree on. So deliverables and deadlines. The third thing is payment terms. Now, what do you mean by it? Payment terms is literally nothing but on what part and time of the month are you gonna be paid, because most people, they pay on a per project basis. Like with video editors, it is usually the case that you edit a video, you just get it and you get the money for the video you edited. With graphic designers, it's also like you did the job, you get paid for that graphic. Then there are some people who charge on a weekly basis. So your payment term would be weekly, that I'll be paid every week. Then you have bi-weekly, that I'll be paid every 2 weeks. Then you have got monthly. Don't go above monthly. Don't go quarterly or half yearly unless you are signing in for a very long period of time. That never makes sense. Monthly, bi-weekly, weekly or per project basis works the best. These are going to be the payment terms. These are the terms we have agreed on. Fourth thing is the revision thing. Now, I personally never included it, but a lot of my agency friends, they include it because apparently they think that a lot of revisions make things a lot more tedious, and clients, when they know that they will only get 2 revisions per piece, they tend to be very specific and better with the revisions. So revision is nothing but how many times are you gonna make change to the first draft that you have sent from your side. Now here, only include revisions when you are very confident that whatever you do is really good, because if you did something that is not at all aligned with the client and you say we just have 2 revisions, then that is not gonna work. The fifth thing is ownership and rights. Now in 99.99% cases, all the things that you are creating for that client, they are not your intellectual property. They are just, the client is actually the owner of them, because you did the work, the client paid you for that work. So the client has the ownership rights. It's literally that. There is nothing fancy in it. The sixth thing is communication and feedback. So where are you gonna communicate? Telegram, Slack, WhatsApp, email, Skype, whatever the platform is, write it down that this is gonna be our main channel. Like, I never make WhatsApp my primary channel because that's my personal space. I always use Telegram or Slack. Slack mostly, Telegram not that much, because Slack is literally a place where everything gets home. So Slack keeps things very tidy and organized. So figure out the platform where you will take your major communication and where you are going to talk about it. And about the feedback part, every time you do something, ask for a feedback. Even if the client says that no, I'm not going to provide feedback or stuff, just tell them that, hey, this is the thing we are moving ahead with. If you have any changes, or you can just take a look at the final set, and if you think something else could be better, we can do it. That's it, done. The seventh thing is late payments and pauses. What it means is, like, for example, you decided to do bi-weekly payments. Now your payment was due 5 days ago and you are still working and the client is not clearing it. So you make it very clear in the contract itself that, hey, if you are like, you have 5 days grace period. So if my payment is due on 10th of the month and you have not paid me till 15th, I will not work on 16th because I need the previous dues to be clear. And if they ask that why are you so rigid about it, just say that I am a service contractor, I am a service-based business. So I myself have overheads and expenses and stuff like that I need to take care of on an everyday basis. So these things, this cash flow really helps me in making sure that everything on your end and on my end remains smooth smooth. And just it's that. Late payment, you pause it. You got the payment, you resume it. And the last thing is termination clause. Now this is something, I think it's a fallacy only, because you say that the client has to give you 2 weeks of notice before terminating the contract, and you have to give the client 2 weeks of notice, but most of the times it's just immediate. So just write down that, hey, if you want to stop working with me, just let me know in advance 1 or 2 days before, or 24 hours before, 48 hours before. Just put it for the sake of putting it, because if you guys are not getting along, there is no point of having that 14-day period of the termination, because it's not the private sector that even if you don't like the employee, you have to work. If the client is not enjoying working with you, you are not enjoying working with the client, you would want to separate your ways as early as possible. So keep this time frame as minimal as possible, so that like people think that if they will keep a long clause, like usually the standard practice is 2 weeks, but if you keep 2 weeks, people think that the client, and that's a perfect world scenario. It never happens. Like I have never seen it. All the clients I have fired or with whom I have stopped working, or they have stopped working because of some reason or the other. So if they had any finance problem or something like that, they just did it immediately. So just put in 24 or 48 hours and it's literally sorted. Now this is it. This is your contract. You have your contract ready. Now all you need to do is get your signature. You can just do it like just go on Google and type down like online signature, write your name, it will just online sign it, make it a PDF, send it over, the client will sign it, boom, done. No one is going to court, no one is going to put a case on you. It's just that if the client says that, hey, I want you to this, you can say that this is not in what we agreed initially, what we signed on. If you want me to do this particular thing, I'm gonna charge more. That's it. That's it for the video as well. If you liked it, drop a like emoji in the comment section, and yeah, nothing else about contracts, man. That's it. You're sorted.